Hi, fellow traders. I'm back with a recap of my trades today. Um, Made some pretty key mistakes that I want to share with you as well. Maybe it can help you if you ever get in this situation. But I know I learned from it, and luckily it didn't cost me anything. This was education on the house, I guess. But I didn't have but two stocks on watch. I think I had PII and maybe SCTY. I didn't really care for those. Didn't really want to trade them, but didn't have anything else that really looked good to me. So I put them on watch. Really, I just wanted to wait and watch the 5 minute opening range breakout breakdown scanner that I have, and see if I can catch another good move like I did the other day with Joy. Um, and I thought I had one. TERP hit my scan, and I saw that it started selling off 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of pre-market. Then the first 5 minutes of open, it sold off. But this level right here held. And this is the green to red line or red to green line, however you're looking at it. But this was yesterday's close. And it was sitting right on the 5 minute low. So I went ahead, I thought this was a great opportunity, so I went ahead and jumped on it. These trades are pretty quick. They're very difficult to alert ahead of time. All I could do is alert really when I get in it. But that's what I did. And, it came down and I thought it was going to work. Saw the lower deviation band is falling off a cliff. That's what I would like to see. And I was hoping for it to come down and hit this 200 right here. And that was where I wanted to take my morning profit. Well, then I glanced at the 200, and glanced at the 2 minute chart, and I see the 200 on the 2 minute sitting right here. And as I'm looking at it, this stock is bouncing off of it. And I posted that, I think I made a mistake, that I didn't see the 200. And I respect moving averages a lot. It doesn't matter what chart it's on. I respect the moving averages. I always like to see what a ticker is going to do around a moving average, whether it's on a 2 minute, 5 minute, 60 minute, whatever. And so it started turning, and when it hit this, I went ahead and took it off because things just did not look good. And looks like it turned around back here. Later on, I did keep it on watch because it was under the moving averages and they were trending down. I thought it might give me more ops, later on. But then this candle printed, then I got this, and then this one printed, and I said, nah, I'm done looking at this. So I was done with this ticker, but it did give me the move that I wanted eventually. It actually blew past this and, gave me a real nice move that I could have, taken advantage of. So this was my first trade. Kind of messed that up a little bit. I followed my rules, and I don't feel bad about missing this because this is stuff that you have to respect. And it just so happens I missed this trade. But the second mistake I made was everybody in chat was talking about this ORCL, and it was real hot and heavy. And in this case, I let my not ego, I can't think of the word I want to use, but I got influenced, and I decided to look at this. And this wasn't on my watch. It didn't hit my scan, and I wasn't sure why at the time. I didn't take the time to vet it. All I did was I was looking at this. It was around the VWAP, and I said, if this fails the VWAP, I'm going to take it. I mean, I could have looked at it failing the 9, but I'm a little bit more conservative. I don't want to short above the VWAP unless I've got a nice window to take profit if it failed. So I waited. Once it lost the VWAP, I went ahead and got in. I was a little behind everybody. I think I got in at 37.42, I believe, is when I got in. And felt pretty good about it. It really should have taken it here. But what really killed me was I got in way too much size. I took 2,000 shares, and I never trade 2,000 shares. 1,000 shares is about the most I'm going to trade. 2,000 shares, I was a nervous wreck and couldn't think straight. You know, I had the shakes. My stomach was in a knot. My heart was about to blow out my chest. And I just couldn't handle it. And I should have lightened up here. You know, dumping 1,000 shares here would have given me $200, but I didn't. And got real nervous around here at 30, so I went ahead and sold 30. Here I picked up $120, and I started to feel a lot better about my trade. So instead of me clicking it again here, once I took this dip, I didn't take any off. I waited, and then I got this candle here. So now I'm back, you know, frustrated. I still hadn't recovered from taking big size, but it never pushed the 9. I kind of stuck to that rule. I did go up and tap the VWAP, which I expected it to, because a lot of people put hard stops on the VWAP, and it's just taking out stop losses there. And then it came down, and when it came down this time, I went ahead and took some more off, and you know, it popped back up and then came back down, and I said, well, I'm gonna hold this last bit because I wanted this. This was my target. When I got in here, my target was this lower deviation band at 37.04. But by now the band had rolled over and it was dropping. And I think I saw it at that time, it was 36.94. And I was hoping it would get it before I had to go to lunch, but it didn't. So I ended up having to leave. And I was watching it on my phone. But, you know, I was only gone 15 minutes. And when I came back, it had cracked 37. And I think I got out at 36.91 or 36.92. That's when I dumped all my shares, the rest of them. But I left about 40 cents on the table because I did not follow the 9 rule. I had profit. I booked enough profit here to keep me from having to do all of this. You know, I booked enough profit, and it was just dumb for me not to let that last bit ride. But I didn't. You know, that was a mistake I made. You know, I learned from it. I'll, you know, kind of keep my head screwed on straight the next time. All right. Now here again, we were looking at this to maybe fail the VWAP and take it short. It came up here. I wasn't interested here because the moving averages were too close, and I didn't want to take it off the VWAP. I only like trading it short below the moving averages. Again, I'm very conservative. And, you know, I waited here. You got the dip, but it never closed. I was looking for a close below the 20. So if I don't get it, I'm not getting in the trade. There was no reason for me to do it. The other thing I'm looking at is this thing is making higher lows. It's trending up. It's trending up. So, and this is what I was looking at. This is a pattern that I used to trade before I started using moving averages and the VWAP and everything. I'm looking at this thing gear up, and if this thing had gotten tighter, I was going to look for it to pop. This was a bearish pattern to me. So I wasn't looking to short it unless it broke this trend. And it didn't, it never did. Right here it closed below the 20. This is well after 3 o'clock. I wouldn't have been interested anyway, even if I was still there. But it didn't do anything. It did not fall off. It hung up. And whenever a ticker's doing this, I'm not going to short it unless it breaks trend. And then, I'll know I'll have a nice move back down. So that was my day. And I did mention, in chat that I was interested in this, but it had to break the 20 before I would get in. And I think some were getting in here right under the VWAP. But you can see this thing gets trapped in here between the moving averages and the VWAP. The 20 and the VWAP is just trapped between. And whenever you have the 9 and the 20 and stuff that's close, and for me, the best way I can describe it is that it creates a gravity, and it just kind of holds it. It tries to get away, but then it sucks it back up. Tries to get away, then it sucks it back up. Has a hard time breaking this gravity. And even though all of this volume came in, it still traded sideways. So I think I made the right choice, the right decision to stay out of it. Using, this is just showing you what I was looking at and how I was assessing the stock. Now, the other thing I looked at was I didn't vet this ticker. Like I said, I didn't vet this ticker like I should have. And the one thing I don't do is trade tickers with an ATR less than $1.50. This was less than $1. And I never looked at the daily chart. Even if I looked at the daily chart, I wouldn't have liked it, because this just looks messy to me. But we are in a day trade situation, and you are trying to take advantage of, moves intraday. But, it's just something that I've developed over the last 2 years, is that there are certain charts I will just not trade. And you never can get all of the trades. You never will get all of the trades. It's impossible for one person to hit everything. So you have to find what fits your eye, the things that you like, the setups that you like, the charts that you like, that's going to give you the best opportunity for success. And that's kind of what I do every day. And sometimes it coincides with what everybody trades. Sometimes it doesn't. But the thing is, I have to stick to myself. So I made several mistakes, and fortunately it didn't cost me anything. I jumped in a trade because the crowd pulled me in. I didn't vet it like I should have. And I went in with way too much size, especially on a ticker that I didn't vet. It wasn't on my watch. That was even crazier. And then it just caused me to make mistakes, and then I ended up exiting the trade before I should have. I mean, I could have easily made $1,000 on this trade had I managed it correctly. And I didn't. I only, about made half of that. And it just, it's something that's going to eat away at me, tonight. But tomorrow I'll forget it, and, we'll start off fresh again. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Hope everybody has a great night, and looking for another great day tomorrow in chat. I'm green every day this week. I've already made my weekly goal. So, I'm not going to do stupid stuff tomorrow. I'm going to sit back, wait for a solid setup. If I get it, I'll take it. So, everybody have a great evening, great night, and we'll see everybody tomorrow in chat.